Alright players, what is up? Welcome back to the stream. Sorry about that. I went upstairs to take care of the lady boss, make sure that she was okay, and when I came down, my phone had shut itself off because it said the temperature was too high. So I know it's not because I'm in a very hot location. Might just be the fact that my son has dropped my phone so much over the last couple of weeks that I think the internal cooling whatever is all jiggered up. So I definitely have to get my phone taken in. It's not only the autofocus on the camera that needs to be fixed, but I think it just needs to be replaced, and that way it won't catch fire and blow up on me. So as you can see with the ticker up at the top, each dollar super chat is going to add 1 minute to the timer down here at the bottom to painting the Bretonnian Grail Reliquary. That is how I've been doing it. If you have missed out on my previous streams, I would love to get this Grail Reliquary painted up soon, and I'll do it. Like I said, I'll spend a minute on it for every dollar donated in a super chat. We need to make this change now because so welcome to take 2, the second attempt at doing this live stream, and we are building up for the Forces of Order. We're building up these Cities of Sigmar Chevaliers. I should be able to finish them up. I'm just about to get cracking on the last rider here, and then we will move on to painting up a great sword for the city-state of Averland in the world that was, and then we'll do some other fun things. If we have time, we'll try to unbox some dwarfs and maybe even paint up some Heroes of Hobbiton miniatures. Alright, so where was I? I was back to gluing this guy together, talking about how much I love these sculpts and how they really look nice. The plates on the arms and the armor, the very high fantasy industrial look of the riders and the mounts. It's so different from the Warhammer Fantasy troops that they've got. I think they're really trying to differentiate the style of the new Age of Sigmar stuff. Make it look just completely different from the old world Empire miniatures, the plastic range. And that's good. I think they should. The design of them looks just out of this world. So wherever you are out there in the internet land, I hope you're having a great morning. I mentioned this in the stream that I had to abandon, but the lady boss and I are expecting another child, and we're very excited, very terrified, because we have our little baby boss right now who's about to turn 2 years old. And he's not like a needy baby, but he is a little fussy sometimes, and you know, us being pretty inexperienced parents, we want to give him as much love as we can. And hey Alex, welcome to the stream, Cities of Sigmar. Congrats on the new edition. Yeah, thank you very much. We're very, very excited and terrified because the lady boss, her morning sickness is really bad. So she's actually going to be getting some help with that, and I remember it being pretty rough the first time through, but this time around it's taking it out of us. I think also because our son nurses currently, so he is always trying to get to my lady boss for to nurse, and yeah, it's a wild time in our family. Very exciting though, and like every day is an adventure. This Cities of Sigmar box is amazing, and I was looking at some of the pictures I took of the screenshots of the video that Games Workshop has released for their upcoming Cities of Sigmar range, and the models they've got coming soon in this in the next wave are really really impressive looking. And I wish they had released more around the same time as Cities of Sigmar box, as the army box. I think they could have gotten a lot of people in the momentum of getting this army box. But the models are so nice. I think they're gonna do well regardless. They are a little tricky to build. They're a little tricky. Everyone is different. It's not like those identical sculpts where you can really just like sleepwalk through building them. These are really very specific on where the reins go on the horses, where they slot so that everything matches up. Like once they come together though, they really do feel like they're worth every penny. What am I doing? So I want to build it up and then show off the rest of the sprue to show you, if you don't have this miniature, I want to show you what it looks like, what other bits you have left over. Because when I used to look for unboxings and stuff, that was mainly my concern. How much stuff is left in the box? How much am I going to be able to keep for my bits box? This is interesting. This part, I thought it was like all reins, but it's actually a part of armor for the horse. So this actually stays on the barding, and this part has to come up to meet the hand. See how like tricky it is? Oof, tricky. Put a little bit more glue there to solidify that bond. And there we go. We've got the 3 headless horsemen here in the front. Now we can move on to the next part of this assembly. What city will you paint them as? Mine will be Greywater Fastness. Well, Alex, I think I want to do this first round as Hammerhall Aksha, just because that's the standard color scheme on the box. I would love to eventually build a Greywater Fastness force. I think that yellow is pretty nice. In fact, that's why I'm going to be painting up this greatsword in the Averlin colors, not only because alphabetically it's the first city-state in the old empire, in the world that was the old world, but also because that yellow color scheme is pretty nifty. So I'm going to be going with the traditional color scheme of the yellow and the black, and that way if you like it, you can copy it, replicate it, use it on your Hammerhall, not Hammerhall, use it on your Greywater Fastness guys. All right, let's take a look at these heads and weapons and everything else. Looks like head, weapon, shield, horse weapon, and horse tail, and then little butt bit. These are such weird and wacky miniatures. I love the Greywater Fastness color scheme too, Alex. I think that's a nice color to have on, like, arrayed on the battlefield, that yellow. You see a lot of red in most armies. They have either some red in the force, or some units, or the entire army is red, like anything in corn colors. So that yellow off of the steel looks pretty cool. All right, I think these helmets, I was looking at these helmets the last time. I think what you're meant to do is glue on the heads onto the riders, and then the helmets go on top of the heads, which I really like. I like all of these helmeted options. I think my one guy here, I want to keep him unhelmeted just because I love his face, that scowl, and the eye patch, but I think I might be going with helmet heads for the rest of the unit. So I've got 3 riders here. So I'm picking out the weapons. I like this weird flail sensor. I love the hammer, and I love the axe. Ooh, this pick looks real nice though. I wonder, does it make any difference, like with the loadout? The example here shows a champion, the standard bearer, and then the pickaxe, the sensor, and what is that, a mace? So yeah, let's go that route. Let's replicate that loadout. Mace, or the sensor, the mace, and the big honkin' pick. Yeah, building these things is not very glamorous. So if you're there, folks, in the chat, then I would love to hear what you're working on. If you've got any projects right in front of you, or if you're planning on working on anything tonight. Doesn't have to be Cities of Sigmar. It could be anything. Whatever you're working on, let me know. I like to see what else everyone is working on in the trenches. Another interesting thing is to see how many extra heads that there are going to be. It always fascinates me to see the amount of extra heads that can be used for other miniatures. Right, this guy in the back. Let's do the flail. There's just something so satisfying about laying down just a dollop of this plastic glue and then having it bond almost immediately with the pieces. This guy's got his arm crooked, so he's holding his weapon up, and I really like the verticality of the miniature. If you take a look at the chainmail hanging down here in the back, just continues that line with the shaft of the weapon. And this guy is gonna have this mace. The lady boss is in the bedroom right now, trying to sleep, but she's just having a miserable time of it. So she's sending me work orders. Can you use the glass cleaner on the table in the sunroom? Can you mop the floor tonight before you go to bed? All great stuff. Husbandly duties. Ooh, some of these, why is the head not slotting in correctly? Oh no. There we go. That's one. That's two. I just dropped one of the heads. Let's see if I can find it. looking for anything on the floor is like a lost cause. I don't think I'm gonna find that head. Oh, wait a minute. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. All right, well, I got plenty of extra bits here, so let's just hop on to the next one. All right, now let's move on to the horsey heads. 1, 2, and where's the third horsey head? 3. Now, what I learned the last time was you really should double check that you shave down the back of the head, because there's a little bit of flash right there on the back, and if you don't shave that down, then it's not going to slot in flush to the horse. And you're going to have this weird little floating gap, as I found out. I believe they're all interchangeable, so we'll just push them into place. Oop. The sculpt for these horses is really beautiful. All right, and I think we've got tails, then shields, those are the tails. I'll just cut out the shields now so we have them ready to go. And then after we get the shields on, then we can look at the horsey accessories that go on the back of the horses. Then we'll finish with the top parts of the helmets. And that's another unit in the bag for the Cities of Sigmar. Built up and ready for primer. so much detail in the hair of the tails. It's good. Now we're doing the shields. Some of these are so easy to find where they're supposed to go. And others do require a little bit of finagling and moving around. Okay, horsey tail details, and then the helmets. One, two, and third one right here. Okay, here we go. Some helmets, one, and this guy's got a weird helmet. It's got like a fish on it with a trident, two, and for the third one, let's do this strange looking fox. Or no, it's a warthog. Cool. Hate to cover up this guy's face. He's got such a great face. But although maybe I should keep his face open because that's all right. Nobody's gonna look behind him. How is your helmet staying on your head? I think they're only supposed to go on these guys with the metal. Yeah, I think these helmets are actually, the face plates are only supposed to go on these guys with the metal helmets. Oops. Is it too late to take this? It's all right. Looks like we'll have one guy without a helmet. That's fine. Extra bit for the bits box. oil my chair. Squeaking. Oh no! So once I get these pieces on, it will be the last part for these Chevaliers. Man, these are a slog to get through. I haven't seen anybody else building them and talking about them, but whew, they're a slog. At least now I know how to build the helmets. This poor guy's got them bolted onto the sides of his bald head. I think we'll do here. I love the mixture of like the wood and the iron, the industrial iron. It looks so different from the old world Warhammer Empire miniatures. All right, and there you have it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got I'll take this timer off. Nobody's donated yet. Nobody's gotten any super chats yet, so we'll just leave a little bit more space here on the side to work with. And let's bring up these Chevaliers. This is a slog to get through. For now, you can only get them in the Cities of Sigmar set. They look absolutely fantastic. There's so much great detail. So much to paint, and they all look just terrific. The ones without the helmets in particular look really good for having unhelmeted heads, and the helmet heads, like each of the helmets are different. There's no standard like featureless steel helm pulled down. Each of them has these weird elaborate decorations and designs on them. The grill for the face looks different on each of them too. So very happy with how they came out, and I'm going to put these ones in with the Field Marshal and the Alchemist guy with the big stew pot. Whew. Excuse me. All right, so let's take a break from all that and let's take a look at our Heroes of Hobbiton. This is the game that I'm playing with my my patrons. Each of my patrons has chosen an avatar figure to represent them in this game, the Heroes of Hobbiton. And so I've got, do I have their figures? Actually, I don't know if I've got any of their figures out, but I do have some City Guard that I'll be working on, as well as some foot soldiers and an archer here, or two archers. So these are actually Pix's. Pix, who's one of my patrons, has should have 3 footmen and 2 archers. So where is that 3rd footman? Right here. 3 footmen, 2 archers. That's who I'm going to be working on painting today, as well as the scribe, yeah, which I've put some primer on. So these are all going to be Pix's retinue for the game that we're playing, and when Pix decides to go into onto an expedition, then all of the soldiers are going to add up and increase the strength of the retinue and increase Pix's chance of success. The scribe also bestows non-combat benefit to the expedition. I got to double check what rules I wrote for the scribe, but you've got a number of different NPCs that my patrons can choose to hire on in the retinue, and I'm very excited about getting them painted up. And just to show a contrast and a difference between the foot soldiers and the archers, I've got these City Guard here that I'm working on, and they're from Ve Victus. We've got men City Guard, and male and female. There are 20 in all, and I'm slowly training my way through them since tonight is night where the stream is focused on the forces of order. That's what these soldiers are representing. The forces of order in the game, The Heroes of Hobbiton. So just like we did with the Dark Eldar the other night and the Skaven the night before that, I'm going to just try to work my way through as much of these miniatures as I can as the stream goes on. I'm thinking I might need to actually break this up because I don't want to spend the whole stream working on City Guard. These two lazy bums at the end. The good thing I like about these miniatures is that they are also different and varied. They're not like soldiers, they're citizens that have taken up arms to guard their city against monsters. So they're in various states of completion. Some of them have gotten all the way to their shades. Some of them are just primered. What do we got? 3, 6, 7, 14, 21, and 22. Let's actually make a 4th rank here. These lazy bums. Why do I have 22? I thought it would be a more even number. All right, this is Pix's retinue, the foot soldiers, the archers. I believe Michael Mazzi's got 4 City Guard. Dicey Guy has 3 City Guard. Mr. Secondaries just has Relic. Darth Torlin has some tokens. Land of Mert has 3 City Guard, as well as a healer miniature. Oh, that reminds me, I have to go looking for a healer miniature. And then Mr. Sprinkles got 6 City Guard and the Old Grumbler, who is represented by a dwarf. Originally, I had him planned to be this dwarf king on a war bear, but the Old Grumbler figure, I think, needs to be not as impressive. The Old Grumbler, the fluff and the lore that I've got for him is that he's just a dwarf that grumbles a lot and hangs around camp, and only rarely do people listen to what he has to say and take his advice, and that's what helps them to level up, because they actually listen to the Old Grumbler. Now, if you had your Old Grumbler as the king of the dwarves riding a giant honking war bear, then you're probably going to take him very seriously and listen to everything he has to say. So I'm going to need to find another figure to represent the Old Grumbler. As well as all of these miniatures, the Heroes of Hobbiton are my patrons are also carrying around these tokens of renown, which are just some pirate coins that the lady boss actually found for me. And this is how they look right out of the bag. Just garish, bright, gaudy plastic toy gold. So I went and I gave them a little bit of a glow up by making them look more like ancient magical coins through washes and dry brushing. All right, again, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to see me working on this Grail Reliquary, then I'm going to be adding on a minute to the timer that I'm going to be working on him every minute using the donation system. If you donate through super chats or super stickers, then every dollar you donate will go towards the timer of painting that up. We hope to get it done, so looking forward to seeing those super chats coming in. Now let's work on a couple of these miniatures. The trick with doing a unit like the City Guard is that they have no real uniform. They're a little bit better than a militia in that they're assigned to guard the borders of the city from monsters and bandits and whatnot. And so they do need to have some kind of uniformity, which I believe I'm achieving through the Doom Bull brown leather jerkins. All of them have this reddish brown jerkin over their other clothes, but we do want to see some variation in the color for the rest of them. So All right, here we go. Enough jabbering. Let's get to painting. So Doombo Brown, one of my favorite colors for working on leather. It's always fun when you're painting a group that doesn't really have a uniform. You get to think about, okay, what color is this guy's pants going to be? And I need to make sure that his pants and his jerkin are colored differently from this guy. He's got gray pants, green shirt. It's fun because they're not supposed to match, so every color you give them, you gotta almost double check with the others in the squad. Is anybody else wearing green pants? This character right here sitting down reading on a stool. I believe this looks like a female sculpt. You know what, since I've got the music, what I might do is, can't really think of anything else to be talking about or mentioning. There's no real activity in the chat. So what I'm gonna do is flip on the music, get some cool tunes playing. I hope you guys stay and hang out because we're gonna be talking about everything coming up, everything that's going on. But for now, I'm just gonna work on painting. So you can chill out, relax, listen to some tunes, throw me a super chat, and then we will continue on. Okay, check if the microphone is on. All right, welcome back, Daniel. I'm playing with this app, this live streaming app that I've got. So that is where the music is coming from. I didn't really have anything to say. I was just trying to churn through these Victus City Guard miniatures. I realized as I was working, I'm like visually, it's kind of tripping me up that they all have different colored bases. So I'm getting to work on their bases. Maybe we'll paint some of these boots. I always like to have a common ground for my miniatures to be on the same level. So the fact that I was working on some of them and I put some of this brown paint on the bases but not on the others, I'm finally catching up with working on them. And getting them to the same level is basically what I'm saying. I want to get everybody painted to the same level. And right now, that level, that goal that we're shooting for is everybody with base coats and washes, because that's the highest that I've proceeded with. A few of these, maybe like 10 of these guys have base coats and washes already laid down. The rest of these, as you can see, are still pretty close to just having no work other than a primer, spray primer. So I'm gonna work my way up there, but first I have to take care of this basing, or else it's going to drive me nutty. It's going to look like some of them are tromping around in the mud and some of them are in a snowy field, and that's not what we want. It should all be together. Also, how do you donate? Oh, it is a super chat. I think there should be, if you look at my like the bar that has the information for my live stream, there should be a little button that's like a $sign, and I think you can donate as little as $1 and as much as you like. But yeah, every $1 donated will go towards the timer to painting up the Grail Reliquary. My goal is to at least get all of their skin base coats of Bugman's Glow painted up, and then the silver, and then the bones. I think that's the most visually appealing things on this miniature, is getting the skin color, everyone's skin colors painted up, and then the bone of the horse. I think that's, when you look at a model and you look at the points, that if you're looking at this model from tabletop away, what are the points that really stand out to you? I think it is the rider itself, but then also like the lance is very prominent, and then the like the skull is a bright pop of bone color, and then there's also some candles on the top there too. Yeah, don't worry about it, Daniel. This is just something that I'm doing for fun, to get this Grail Reliquary painted up. So if your card got declined and you're not able to donate, you can always just hit the like button on all of my streams. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit ring the bell for notifications so you can be alerted anytime I do go live, and that's just as good a way of supporting me. The more eyeballs on these videos, the better. In fact, you could do that. I would suggest you do that with any small YouTuber or content creator out there. We're being throttled by this algorithm, and those of us who are able to break through usually have a team, or have been doing it for years, or a technical know-how, and they just work hard and they can do it. But I've never been able to break free from the shackles of the algorithm. So you can help all of us out by liking videos, writing comments. In fact, I challenge all of you out there, if you are enjoying this video, to just post a thank you in the comment, or congratulations on the news of your second baby, because YouTube takes into that account as well. The amount of times people like a video or write something in the comments tells them that you're interested in this content, you would like to see more of it. So anytime I go live, they're more likely to point you in my direction. And anytime they think you have someone similar to me who's filming, they will lead you to them. And that's kind of what we all want. We all want to be successful and profitable, and that's all the thanks that we really need. A watchful audience. Okay, so now I'm happy. Now my anxiety is a little bit more calmed down. I think the next step would be to paint everybody's helmet. Everybody's wearing a helmet, so everybody's helmet is going to get a lead belcher silver, and then we're going to paint the faces, and everything else like the sleeves, the gloves, the pants, that can be filled in. But I think for my peace of mind, for my sanity, the thing that's really sticking out in my head right now is that everybody's not painted in their faces. They don't have a lot of exposed skin. There's no hands or legs or anything like that. They just have faces. They're all wearing gloves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, just going to knock out these skin tones. Everybody got skin tones, so everybody's going to get some of this Bugman's glow. And the trick when painting on your base coat of face, like of skin tone rather, is you don't want it to be too thick right where the eyes are. So make sure you don't have too much on your brush to begin with. I think I went in with a little bit too much paint on my brush, and then just ever so lightly apply it to the face. The sculpture in the back looks spray painted. Are they? Yes, these are primed. So they came as gray resin, and they need to be primed. I think I mentioned this in the last video. The primer, it coats the surface so that if there's any more like mold release agent, the stuff that makes it easy to pop the miniatures out of the molds, but it makes it very difficult to paint over. Basically, when you paint onto resin or even plastic that has mold release agent on it, and you're not painting onto primer, you are going to see that the paint spreads and splits and pools, and it doesn't cover the miniature like you want it to. Like this miniature's been spray primed, so when I pull the skin tone down her face, it stays where in the trail of my brush. If I was painting right onto bare resin, popped straight out of the mold, this paint would have been like useless. It would have looked really terrible. Okay, oh yeah, we talked about that. Yep, in the past couple of videos, I remember that. So always prime your miniatures, and my rule of thumb is always look at the color scheme that you want to do. If you're painting a Space Marine, what chapter is it, and then see if you can get that color primer, because you're going to save yourself a lot of hassle, like 60% of the work of the base coats. If you know you're going to paint Ultramarines, just buy a blue Ultramarine, Macragge blue spray can of primer, rather than starting with black or white and then having to paint the entire miniature in blue, like hand painting or even airbrushing. Just use a rattle can and save yourself some trouble. I love this guy. Looks old. He looks like he's seen some things. He looks like he's had enough, and he's gonna just take a seat and let the youngins handle whatever is crawling out of the sewers. So I was thinking about it, guys, while I was painting, or while I had the music playing. It was so nice and peaceful. I am actually going to do the Averland painting tutorial. I'm going to do that tomorrow because tomorrow on my schedule is Old Hammer Night, which means that I'm going to be diving into all of my collection to find interesting looking models to share and possibly unbox and assemble that are from the old world. So old world armies, Bretonia, Empire, rare collector's pieces from way back in the day. I think those are going to be fun to take a look at. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was easy. I'm just going to pull all of them that don't have faces so we can get the skin tone on. But you see what I mean? Like once you do the bases, at least cover the tops, you don't have to worry about the rims yet because you're going to be handling your miniatures. You're going to be holding it from the bases. You don't want that paint to rub off. But the top part, it's good to have a cohesive paint job across the entire unit. I'm already very pleased because when I started tonight, I wasn't sure how many of these City Guard I was going to be able to paint and to what degree. So hanging out with you guys has made it very easy to just slap this paint on these miniatures. If you're working on something, now is the best time to post some pictures up in the Discord. Links down below in the description of this video. But if you got questions or you just want to share what you're doing, share what you're working on, then we have such a great community over there. And I'm very, very happy with how everyone's behaving. That's also thanks in part to Darth Torlin, who's a very good moderator of the Discord. These two are my favorite. City Guard, armed to the teeth. All right. Do you know, Daniel, do you know the music artist Boy with Ook? If so, what's your favorite song by him? Boy with Ook? I don't. I'm going to have to go listen to him and let you know what I think in the next live stream. Thanks for letting me know, though. Boy with Ook. I'm going to see if I can find him tonight when I end here. So, Averland, I'm going to hold off on painting you till tomorrow because Averland, being in the old world, would be fun to visit in Old Hammer. So because we're not going to be working on him tonight, we're supposed to be focusing on the forces of order. I think I'm going to be putting the rest of these away just to give us a slightly different thing to look at. Yeah, let's finish working on these off camera. Let's clear the table, put all the City Guard back in the box. We'll do a quick unboxing and assembly of something fun, and then I think we'll wrap it up for tonight, or today rather, depending on where you are in this great wide world. Order. I actually wanted to build up the Rune Lord in this Norgrim's Rune Throng box. Also tomorrow I'm seeing my girlfriend all day, so I'm really sorry if I can't join the live stream. Hey Daniel, no problem. No problem. I completely understand and support that decision. Always take care of the real life personal business. Daniel, do you like paint an army? Are you working on an army right now? Do you have one that you're working on? I think we're just gonna do the Rune Lord. Here we go. Where's the instructions for the Rune Lord? I love these old dwarf sculpts. They look like the perfect evolution of the Battle for Skull Pass dwarfs. I'm painting the Adventure Time Army. It's the yellow lemon guys one. Cool. I don't think I know that one. Alright, so these are the Hammerers and Longbeards. These are the Ironbreakers and Iron Drakes. I don't see the instructions for... Aha, here we go. The Dwarf Rune Lord. Oh man. Still usable in Cities of Sigmar, Age of Sigmar. So they got him on a round base, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him on a 25mm square base. Because I anticipate on using him in the old world. So I just gotta find where all of my square bases are. I guess that's fine. We'll build them up first. It's a British show. Okay. Adventure Time Army. I don't think I know. Yeah, I don't think I'm familiar with that one. Is it a new one? Is it a newer show? Is it an older show? Right. Here we go. Got a bunch of bases, but I don't see any larger 25mm ones. Yeah, okay. Sorry to be rustling around like that. It's been out for about 20 years now. Okay. That's another thing. Daniel, you're giving me all these suggestions. I gotta write them down. I gotta like make a list of everything I have to check out that you're telling me about. Let's build this guy up. And the window is still open, everybody. If you would like to donate to painting up, donate some super chats to get me to paint up more of that Grail Reliquary. All right, I think for this gentleman, this is the way I'm gonna go with him. There's like alternate heads, right? And this one looks just a little too busy. I think I'm gonna go with this classic one. As for the loadout, you can either do the book or a hammer. And on this side, you can either do the flaming rune or the hammer. So I think I'm going to go with the flaming rune and the hammer for him, and then put him on the rubble. All right, there we go. Do you know what else would help your YouTube journey? No, I don't. Do you have a suggestion, Daniel? I mean, there's like the obvious things. Like if I had a team of people, then I would say like just go back through my backlog of videos and clean it all up. Get me new thumbnails, and you got to write out all of the descriptions and titles so I have good SEO that will rank me and have people find me sooner. I'm kind of bummed out it's taken me so long to get more knowledgeable about YouTube stuff. I always thought YouTube's just here to cater to my whims, and all I want to do is paint up some miniatures and post them online on YouTube. That's all I want to do. I don't care about reach or audience or watch time, how long someone watches your videos, because that's a huge factor as well. Always got to check. All right, that's all the pieces we need. Oh yeah, that would be great. Daniel, show me to your artist friends. I'd love that. I think a lot of this art overlaps. A lot of people who enjoy playing Warhammer also play like Magic the Gathering. A lot of people who play Warhammer play video games, role-playing games, and strategy games. I think a lot of our hobbies cross into each other. So basically what I'm saying with that is that because I'm an artist, I enjoy looking at other people's art. I enjoy showing them my art. I enjoy all of that. All right. This is such a simple looking build. It's almost like snap fit. I think there are very few feelings that give you the satisfaction of doing some good work than gluing together Games Workshop plastics. Really feels good. I'll show them today. I'm meeting so many people, so I hope it would help. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That really is nice. It really is very cool. All right. So crazy thing about having kids is that their tastes change so quickly. A couple months, maybe like 2 months ago, as little as 2 months ago, my lady boss used to make my son soba noodles and sardines for lunch. And I remember thinking, like, that's the weirdest combination. That's so gross. It's so messy and it's like stinks to clean up. But my son loved it. He devoured it all the time. It was like his favorite meal at lunch. His favorite thing to have for lunch. And then, yeah, one day he just didn't care for it anymore. You put the sardine, try to feed it into his mouth, and he just like spits it out. And soba noodles, he used to love just grabbing them and picking them up and shoving them in his mouth. And now he just kind of like shakes his head. Doesn't want it, doesn't care for it anymore. I was trying to think, like, when I was a boy, did I also go through things, like go through phases where you really love something and then a couple weeks later it's like the worst thing? It's like, oh yeah, fine cast. Hey-oh, that's why Games Workshop doesn't ask me to review anything. Just a lot of this is just like pressing down so that the super glue or the plastic glue takes. Did I do this right? Is it upside down? There we go. Ta-da! Dwarf Rune Lord built. I still do the flavor thing. What is the flavor thing? Very cool. Dwarf Rune Lord. I gotta find those square bases. I had them, like, I was working with them and using them. Where did I set them? They are around here somewhere. I'm absolutely sure of it. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get to the other dwarfs, but this is a good starting point. I'm actually thinking when the old world comes along that as much as I love my Bretonians and how I want to paint them up and use them and paint them and play with them and build an army, I might be more interested in painting up an army of dwarfs. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm looking at these older sculpts and thinking that I would love to paint them and do more projects with them and just build a force with them. That might be fun. All right, players, that is going to wrap it up for me. I do have to get back in there and clean up the house a little bit. And I want to get to bed at a reasonable hour tonight. So we are going to end the stream there. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting. Daniel, especially, thanks for hanging out. And for everybody who popped in, I appreciate you doing that and checking out our Cities of Sigmar. What did we do today? We were able to build up all 5 of the Chevaliers for the Cities of Sigmar. We were able to paint up a bunch of City Guard, not completely, but more than we ever had. And they're all kind of on the same road to getting to where they need to be. And we built up this Dwarf Rune Lord, which I am planning on putting on a 25mm square base, so he is in line with the old world infantry sizes. Now, we are going to continue tomorrow. I'm anticipating a live stream that is focused on Old Hammer. That means we're going to be painting up some old Warhammer miniatures. I've got some old Warhammer miniatures to unbox and take a look at, specifically for the old world, so Warhammer Fantasy. I'm really, really excited to revisit all of my color schemes for the different city-states. The Empire, like having an entire army where everybody's painted in the colorful city-states and regions of their army colors is really amazing to see on the tabletop. So I'm going to look for quick and easy ways that I can show you to recreate the colors that you could do in just a couple of applications and hopefully be able to whip through them really quickly if you're going to build up an Empire army for the old world game. And that's going to wrap it up tonight, guys. Thanks again. And if you do hang out, and if you do feel inclined to do so, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, a like, comment like Daniel here, and just leave a comment below. Say thank you or what's up or just anything. Just write a comment so that my the algorithm is nicer to me. And remember, we are using Super Chats to paint up the Grail Reliquary. He's going to be back same time tomorrow and every night until he's fully painted. And thanks again. You guys are super important. You're super important to me, and I care about you guys, and I want you to know that, because the reason I'm so like mushy and emotional at the end of my streams is because I'm starting to think back to a lot of the people that I connected with. Hey, Michael Matzi! Wait, before you go, I know I'm jumping off on a tangent here, but I'm just telling everybody I appreciate you guys, because I have a very long history, many, many years here on YouTube, and I've talked to many amazing people. And a lot of the people that I talked to, I didn't know they were, you know, you don't reveal that you're going through certain things and that you're having a bad days and whatever. So I don't know what other people are doing until one day I try to like say, hey, what's up? What's going on? Where are you? And they're gone, and I never see them again. And that happens with like MMORPGs, right? Where you say, all right, cool, we'll see you tomorrow. And they never come back. They never log back in. So I want you guys to know, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys and gals. And you mean the world to me. And you're the ones that keep the motivation going and the inspiration going. So Michael Matzi, before you go, or if you're still here, I'm not sure if you are, but I do want to read a little bit of the Imperial Infantryman's Uplifting Primer for you, because I think you had mentioned that you enjoyed looking at this book. So here, this is one that particularly made me chuckle the other night. Section 13, Protection Against Gas, Chemical, and Bioweapons. The enemy, in his low and cowardly way, may seek to halt the unstoppable advance of the immortal Emperor's Imperial Guard by using such underhanded methods as gas, chemical, or bioweapon attacks. but we will be ready for them. You are equipped with a gas mask, fitted with a Morius Mark 8 filter, which will provide adequate protection. Stay calm, and you will prevail. Gas, chemical, or bioweapons can be deployed in various ways, like hidden cylinders or tanks. Listen for an audible hiss and look for clouds of low-lying gas. Artillery shells can be loaded with this sort of filth. Often the detonation will sound like a dud and may make a crump sound. Once again, look for telltale gas clouds. Aircraft can deploy treated bombs, as can tank shells. Contact or proximity mines are also used. Carry nothing in your gas mask container except your mask. Hold your breath until your mask is well adjusted over your face. Remember to recite the litany of the vacuum, the litany of protection, and the profession of faith, refer to the Emperor's benediction, during an attack. Remain quiet and avoid unnecessary movement. Do not remove your mask until after the attack is ended. The best conditions for a gas attack are during calm, foggy, or cloudy weather and at night. Be on the alert. Do not bandage the eyes of a gassed comrade, as this can result in blindness. Oh, man. This book is so silly. Like, it says that the best way to protect against your, like, being shot out into the vacuum is to cover your nose and your mouth so that your insides stay on the inside and do not go outside as you go outside. Oh my gosh. I hope this is giving you all some inspiration for your day. Why don't we say a prayer before we go? Let's do the let's do one of the Emperor's prayers before I wrap this up. The Litany of Cleanliness. It's something we all need to be recited when cleaning your lasgun. Let my hand wipe the grime from your perfect form. May you purify with your bolts of light. All right. Thanks for joining me, players. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Silly. Oh, Micah, I don't know if you've seen it, but your 3 minutes, your $3 the other day bought this much work on the Grail Reliquary. I really am trying to cram in as much work as I can. I didn't realize how little time you have when you're working, and you have like a timer. So I've got this handy dandy timer for all future super chats that are going to come my way. So everyone, I hope, follows your lead with that. If you ever want to part with that, I want it. I think I might be saving it for you, Michael Matsi. I think it does have your name on it. We shall see. Maybe I think once we get to, we'll see where we are in a couple of months as I'm continuing to work through cleaning out my my place. But I took a look at how much I could get for it on eBay, and I was like, I might as well just send it to Michael Matsi. I think he would appreciate it more than somebody else. Like, all this time I've had it, and it's just been sitting on the side of my desk. Like my I bought this like gag pamphlet called "How to Talk to Your House Cat About Firearm Safety," and the picture is like a cat with like a pistol, and it looks like a pamphlet for health safety, and it's just ridiculous. But yeah, I am gonna save this for you, Michael Matsi. In fact, I think I might put it into your care basket once we get all of that sorted out, and I might just ship it off to you. All right, guys, gonna keep working on the Grail Reliquary here. Gonna keep churning it out. We are at almost 1 hour and 30 minutes for this live stream. Pretty good night, not bad. Did a lot of building, and I think what really took it out of me was, of course, the baby crying and me having to leave in the middle of the stream. But I did manage to paint through a bunch of City Guard for the Heroes of Hobbiton game. And so I'm going to keep working behind the scenes on getting these all painted up to where they need to be, along with the heroes, the patrons themselves, the knight figures that I'm working on for them. Like I said, looking forward to tomorrow, where we're going to be diving into old Warhammer miniatures. I'm going to be looking through the vault tonight to see what kind of goodies I can share with you all, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Oh, 1 minute lag for chat. That's terrible. I didn't realize it was that bad. It might have to do with this streaming app that I'm using. I'm still trying to tweak it and figure out what are the best settings so that I have a pretty seamless and clear broadcast. But I'm definitely more excited and happy with how this is going as opposed to the old YouTube live stream, just going live in the YouTube app. And again, I do apologize for any blurriness. This is the iPhone that my son is continually finds wherever I hide it. I hide this phone everywhere we go, and he finds it, and then he just like goes, "Dada," and when I turn to look, he drops it, and it falls all over the floor. So do need to get it replaced, fixed, cleaned, yeah, just replaced, I think, at this point. All right, it's because we're in the UK and you are in the US. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, I don't, Darth Torlin is the one that's trying to get me to set up these live streams on my computer, on my laptop. Then I could use OBS and other programs, but this Prism software that I'm using, I'm literally just broadcasting off of my phone. And all of these little widgets that I've added, like the timer here and the ticker at the top. In fact, since we're gonna end, I can get rid of these. These are all in the app itself. Let's cancel that and cancel that. And let me do my thank you ticker for my homies, my patrons up there. All right, Michael Matzi, thank you. Gotta go. Have a good night. All of you guys, have a great night. And if you're checking out this live stream after the fact, after it's wrapped up, then I appreciate you. Look, we didn't quite get to an hour and a half on this one, but it always seems that right when things are gonna start picking up, I do have to jump off. But tomorrow, really excited. I'm gonna see if I can find the Uniforms in Heraldry book for the Empire, because it would be cool to dive into that and look at some color schemes. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that we built up all of our, since tonight is a Forces of Order night, we might as well wrap by showing off our Forces of Order that we built up. Got my dwarf, and got my little horsies here for the Cities of Sigmar. I think it would have been cool if I had enough time to build up the dwarf gyrocopter, but it's been a long day today, so my eyeballs are starting to roll in the back of my head. I'm gonna have to run inside, grab some coffee, then got some work to do on the computer. Okay, guys, I appreciate it. Like I was saying, if for some reason I never see you guys again, and this is the last you ever hear from me, just always know I really appreciate all that you do for my channel and for watching it, for putting in the minutes of watch time, because that's another key factor that YouTube takes into account on whether or not to push my material, my content to more people. So just hanging out, just watching my videos is all of that helps. Subscribing, liking each video. I really appreciate you guys helping and supporting me in that direction. If you want to become a patron and actually support me that way, that would be much, much appreciated as well. But you don't have to do that. Like I said, just hang out, chat, and let's all pass the time together. It's a beautiful night or morning, wherever you are in the world. And let's create beautiful things. Let's keep creating beautiful things. All right, thanks again for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great night. We'll see you in the next one. Laters, players.